All right, here are the answers to those 4 practice problems. Take a good look at them. You're basically solving these just like regular equations. You're isolating the x, but the only difference is that in order to isolate the x, you're going to have to take a square root eventually. That's the only difference. So like in the first one, you're going to add 49, then you're going to divide by 16, and then you're going to have x squared equals 49 over 16. So to solve that, you would square root both sides. Square root of 49 over 16 is 7 over 4. Don't forget to put your plus minus symbol in there to represent both possible answers. Part B, you're going to wind up getting x squared equals the square root of 30. So 30 is not square rootable. It's not a perfect square, so you would just leave that. You would just leave it as plus minus 30. That's your answer right there, plus or minus 30. Square root of 30, I should say. Part C, little tricky. When you subtract 49 then divide by 100, you're going to wind up getting a negative under the radical. And in the last video we discussed, when you get a negative under the radical, that is no solution. You cannot take the square root of a negative number. That's impossible in math. And then finally, part D. This is one where you're going to have 2 different scenarios that you got to account for. When you square root both sides, you square root the 16. That's technically could be positive 4 or negative 4. You know what? I just noticed an error I made in this one. This should say, these should be 4s. Positive 4 or negative 4. So these answers are wrong. This answer should be 0, and this answer should be negative 8. Sorry about that. Square root of 16 is 4, but it's also negative 4. So you have this scenario here and also this scenario here. So you got to solve both of them. Okay? Let's try one more down here, and then we'll call it quits on this video. You want to get x all by itself. To do that, the first thing you must do is divide by 5. That's the first thing you could start to isolate. 125 divided by 5 is 25. So you have x squared plus x plus 9 squared equals 25. Our next step will be to square root both sides. And this is where the 2 scenarios are going to occur. Square root of 25 is 5. But square root of 25 is also negative 5. So you have to write out both scenarios. 2 scenarios for this one. And then you got to solve both of them. So we would subtract 9 for this one. You get x equals negative 4. That's one answer. Subtract 9 for this one. You're going to wind up with x equals negative 14. Those are your 2 answers. All right, I want you to try this example here, and then your homework is numbers 3 to 15, all of them. All right, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.